Bum, Wow. Boo doo doo doo. Yo, it's Toki time. How's it going, everybody? It's time for more External Investigations. Final case of the first game. Welcome, Cosmic. How's it going? So last time, I guess not much happened last time, right? Yesterday was crazy and funny for me. What happened yesterday? Oh, what happened yesterday? Actually, you know what? You know what happened recently that's so sad? Oh my god. Sarah's Fauna is graduating. One of my top 5 VTubers of all time is going away. But I hear there's another strangely familiar voice that has been uploading videos recently, named Lemonleaf. That sounds like a person that might fit the same niche. But yeah, oh man, I watched her so much. I was like binging a bunch of her LA Noire streams in a row, and then it's like, uh-oh, bad news. But it should be fine. Hopefully it's fine. I don't know, I guess we'll see come January. Anyway, what happened last time? So last time, I guess we did our one argument. I think that's been like the flow of these games so far. That's been the flow of the stream so far, for this game, where we do like a little bit of investigation and then we do one argument and then that's the end of the stream. That takes like 2 hours. But we did our one argument. We managed to get Kay off the hook. Like I don't know like how much we got her off the hook. We proved that she probably didn't do the murder. Which obviously we know she didn't. Obviously we know she didn't because she's one of the main characters. But oh god, I forget like the specifics of what we proved, didn't we? It was like a bunch of nonsense about like when she arrived at the scene of the crime and everything. But I think our main takeaway from that was just the weapon handle, which is like something I predicted. As soon as we entered the crime scene, when I inspected the knives, I was like, they can be swapped out. I wonder what that's going to lead to. And it led to exactly that. So that was our only takeaway from last time's investigation. And then we walked into this room, and it turns out one of the top 3 single worst State's Attorney characters of all time is here, and he's playing Edgeworth's hero. The Steel Samurai, Edgeworth's favorite fictional character. So he's here. Also, this dope's here. I think he's dead. I guess there was a second murder. I feel like he's not dead. I feel like that's gonna be the gag of this thing, because it's like with the gumshoe thing again, right? Like how we just have this gag side tangent that we have to deal with, and we're gonna get one piece of evidence from it that we're gonna use in the actual murder investigation. But I guess that's pretty much it. I guess that's like all the recap. Oh yeah, and then they were randomly like, we just got like these 2 things in the middle of it. Like when we were walking over to this part of the building, they were like, hey, we have 2 more pieces of evidence that are probably good. Bink! Oh yeah, Bink! Babalese ink, also known as Bink. Yesterday, me and my dad's sister went out. Got... What? Feeds her a fry. After eating my dog, Lily, got fry powers. What do you mean? I don't understand. What do you mean fry powers? That scares me. That's so ominous. That's like, it could be anything. Got a little weird. What? Got freaky. So that's so terrifying. Not the freaky dog. Don't make her freaky. What did we do last time? Oh yeah, I think we investigated this wall. I guess we're just looking at things because we haven't really done any investigation yet. There was the exact same statue sitting in that Bobbly's office we examined. It's the Primido statue. It was the national treasure of the Principality of Codopia. There was only one of these statues, meaning that one of the two is a replica. But looking at Alabast and Babal claim to have, but both Alabast and Babal claim to have the real thing. What an incredibly childish fight to have. Other than that, everything's good? Nice. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. He said the thing. I don't know. What is there to look at here? This is gonna be annoying. It's every time we like look at a thing, it's always in, this thing is always in one of these shots. It's just like in the background. Things are just in the background. There's gonna be one thing that we're gonna have to look at. Yeah, it could be like this over here, or the knives all the way on the left. The counterpart to the Bobbly's butterfly is the Alabastian flower. The butterfly and the flower, they're both lovely things. But can we interpret this to mean that Alabast provides honey to Babal? I can only imagine that things have a literal meaning. I don't understand what a metaphor is. What is a metaphor? I don't, it's a flower, so that means it has honey in it, right? I don't understand. Franziska, can't you come up with a more meaningful or profound comment? But I thought it was literal. I don't understand. Very well, then. Let's hear what sort of profound comment you can come up with, Miles Edgeworth.
Well, flowers cannot survive without the butterflies that spread their pollen. And butterflies cannot live without the nectar that flowers provide. If either one were to disappear from the equation, neither would survive. I am also going to choose to take this literally.
He comes up with this very intricate and imaginative metaphor, and then he's like, I mean this literally. I don't know how this relates to the case, but I'm imagining it literally. How was that, Miss Von Karma?
Your explanation took so long that I nearly fell asleep. Well, let's continue the investigation. I don't care what you said. I didn't hear anything.
Franziska, why can't you just admit that I had something there?
I fell asleep. You're so boring. You're so boring.
There was almost the exact same wall mount for the knives on the Bobbly's side. But I can't see any of the details from this distance.
Oh, okay. It's just to say, hey, if you walk all the way over there, then you can examine it. Actually, can you tell me about this? It's just the whole thing. I was thinking like the platform was its own thing.
It's a Primido statue. There was one of these on the Bobbly's side as well.
I hear it's very valuable and made of pure gold. It was a natural...
Wait, did I read this? No, okay.
There was only one of these statues, meaning that one of the two is a replica. But both Alabast and Babal claim to have the real thing and won't budge from their claim.
What an Oh, I did read that. Oh, wait, what? Wait, was it just a different description because it was the pedestal, but it was the same script? Is that all? Is that really it? That's so strange. Unless there's like I'm trying to see. Unless there's like a specific thing about the statue. Doesn't look like it. Weird. Okay. Oh yeah, tell me about this. I might have seen this.
The person shaking hands with this steel samurai in this picture is Ambassador Alba. I'm so jealous! I want an auto- Oh wait, it's Larry Butts, and I got his autograph. I hate that man.
It was taken just before the murder.
The steel samurai must be very popular. They were even using the national treasure as a backdrop.
I just don't understand. Why do they like this man? This strange metal man. He looks so freaky and weird. I don't understand. I'm from Germany. I don't understand anything Japanese. I just don't understand. What's so great about Topnod there? He looks so freaky. Where are his eyes?
Clearly, there is a depth to this show that a young person like you can't fathom.
This guy's gatekeeping. This guy's trying to gatekeep a tokusatsu show. From like, also, it's supposed to be like targeted towards kids or teenagers or something, right? And he's like,
Young people these days, they cannot understand the depths of such masterpiece.
Speaking of young people, aren't young children the target audience of the show of costumed actors?
I'll have you know, I'll have you know, you have to have a very high IQ to understand the Steel Samurai.
It's a fireplace, and by the looks of it, I don't think it's been used recently.
Yes, I can't say that I see anything unusual about it.
oh, nice. Thank you. Not even a funny quip or anything. It's just,
There's a fireplace over there.
Ah, yes, it appears to be a fire.
what? Oh, I thought they had like Y's on the flower. Oh, there's something in the dirt. Someone like took something from the flowers. But I was thinking like, why did they make the flowers look like that?
Two gorgeous flowers are in full bloom here.
But then I realized these are like I don't know. You know how some flowers have these things that are like sticking out of them, and I don't know what their purpose serves. And they just make the flowers look weird. Are these even real flowers? They're like neon green. They're not even like pollen yellow. They're like the exact shade of green that you only get when you mix chemicals for like a highlighter.
Two sickly green flowers are in full bloom here. I'm sure flowers as sickly as these must have an equally sickly name.
Miles Edgeverse, are you done staring? I should hardly think passion flowers are all that rare.
Passion flowers, one word, no spaces. That's a rather unusual name.
It was named by priests in the 15th century for the
Passion of the Christ. What? Wait, where are we going with this?
It was actually named after some terrible tragedy. It was actually named after Jesus Christ was crucified. That canonically happened in this universe, by the way. You should know that Jesus actually was crucified in this universe.
As they say, you learn something new every day.
We're gonna have to examine that. Tell me about desks.
This is a standing desk. I don't know why you want to look at it. This must be Ambassador Alba's desk.
His notebook is open on his desk. He must have been in the middle of some important work.
Sapling growth log. This one's about me. This one's about Fauna fans.
It finally sprouted today.
Funny, it doesn't look like important work to me. This is a tree man.
I forgot he's like a tree man, and also he has a tree of himself.
I'm a big old tree man.
Tell me about hats. Oh, that's it. Is that everything? I think that's everything. I have to like inspect or talk to someone. It's a photo. This is gonna be something really annoying and really specific about this. Okay, what do we got? Oh my god, is the patterns of the knives gonna be the thing? So there's like this diamondy knife. There's like this knife with whatever this pattern is. No, that looks correct. I think that's those are the correct knives in the correct order. It doesn't show you what this knife is. Oh yeah, we have this missing thing. Did we already comment on this?
There is a striking flower ornament on the handle of this knife. Compared to the Bobbolese
Knives. I guess it is knives, isn't it?
knife's handle, this larger one gives Alabast more presence.
Oh, that's it. He's not even gonna comment on it? Awesome, love it. Which... Okay. I was wondering, like, would you see this? I guess you wouldn't. You wouldn't see it from that side. Photo. Those are facing the right way. I studied the spear. Welcome, Astrobot. What about this? I guess this doesn't tell us anything. I'm just like, this has gotta be something insane. What about this guy? He has a hat. He has no sleeves. He has a sword. He's facing forward. And I think he has a shield on his back. Why is this facing... Huh. I see. I understand now. Okay, so here's the thing. If we're viewing the back wall, this statue is currently facing our left. However, here, or I guess this is a better view. Here, we are facing the wall still, but he's looking forward. Which means somebody moved the statue. This photo?
Eureka! Urethra! Look at this photo and tell me what you find odd about this scene, Ms. Von Karma.
The apparent joy on the ambassador's face as he shakes that top-knot hand.
That's not it! I was trying to point out that the statue in the photo is facing a different way.
You're right.
This statue is a national treasure. As such, only an ambassador or a secretariat-level person is allowed to handle it. The fact that the statue is facing one way in this photo, and now it's facing a different direction in this preserved crime scene, is proof that someone touched this statue around the time of the crime.
Woody bing. Nat treasure. I love how, because this was a DS game, they just didn't have enough character space. So even though they have like all this extra room in the PC port, they still have to abbreviate national as Nat treasure. Like they didn't bother changing that part.
I guess that about wraps up my investigation. That's...
What? I forgot they had the pink princess and also the baby. Also, where's the baby? Why do they have a baby? That's such a weird, like, bit.
Yo, Pink Princess, how are you feeling? Still feeling ill?
And yet, another strange character pops out of the woodwork.
And so, the Pink Princess also comes to pay the Alabastian embassy a visit. I believe I may need to speak with her as well.
Tisco, tisco, tisco. Who? Who do you think this is? What do we have? What do we have in terms of characters? So Kay Faraday and Gumshoe are like investigating the other side, I think. It's so funny. I pointed this out last time. It's so funny that this guy's just in our evidence because he's dead and he's been dead for 7 years and he's like not been mentioned in this case at all and there's no connection to him so far. So he's just in our profile page just because. Like, I know he's obviously going to be connected because it's the final case, but it's like, oh yeah, also he's here. So he's not relevant. She's missing. I guess this could be her. Would they do that? Would they have this just be her and you interview her right now, but you don't recognize her and then she appears later? I don't know if they would do that. Would they, do you think they would be crazy enough to be like, hey, what if you've been talking to the person that you're looking for all along? She is doing the other investigation as well. Franziska's here. This weirdo is probably on the other side. This guy's dead. This guy's here. This guy's doing whatever he does. This idiot's here. We have this guy here. Oh, I didn't realize this gave us this guy's face. What? That's so weird. Wait, why'd it get... What? He's just... It's so funny, like, occasionally during these games, Like, all these characters are very obviously like anime characters that have their own unique silhouettes and distinct designs. They're like, hey, look at these funny cartoon characters. And then sometimes, occasionally, when they have like a completely random, unimportant side character, they're just like, oh yeah, this is straight up just a photo of a random Japanese man that we took. He's just like an actual guy, but we drew him. We didn't design him to be a cool anime character or anything. We just drew a Japanese guy. Opportunist unrelated to the first Master Mask. Found in Alabast, real name Kashino. Oh yeah, his name is like Casino or something. Also, you know what I'm noticing? Because I do still think this is a gag. It says age 29 here, but usually for the victims when they're dead, it says deceased instead of their age. How old are you? Oh, I'm dead. So I think this is just a gag and he's not actually dead, and that's what's gonna happen by the end of this. Anyway, we have a person here.
Ms. Pink Princess, I have a few questions I'd like to ask you.
And if this is actually Callisto Yu, she's just like,
Ms. Pink Princess, if you would please.
no! No! They brought back the other worst Why did they bring her back twice? In the same game! In the same case as Larry! Oh my god, this sucks.
Shoot Takumi!
Why do you keep bringing her back? Did you know that? Oh my god, she's in like how many cases in the original series? Wait, did they bring her back for the last game? I don't think so. But they referenced her, and it's so insane because nobody likes her. They keep bringing her back for no reason, and I don't know why. Like, they just think she's, oh god, I hate her outfit. I hate how they just like tape two halves of a sphere to her chest. I hate that she has the pinky out. Her evil smirk.
This must be what they call fate.
How could this happen 2 days in a row?
What the? Aren't you Ms. Oldbag?
Why are you so surprised?
So you're the one they got to play the Steel Samurai. It's too bad I didn't realize that until now.
You are acquaintances with Larry.
Oh yeah, that was like that was the reference to Ms. Oldbag in the third Ace Attorney game. They chose not to bring her back, thank God. But they they implied that she worked with Larry in the third game.
Why, yes, we worked at the same company for a little while, you know. That's why it's okay, my edgy poo. You don't need to be jealous.
Go!
I was in the next room, you know, trying to get in some beauty sleep. But it was so noisy here that I couldn't fall asleep, so I came over to complain. So imagine my shock when I saw my precious edgy poo waiting here for me. I mean, who could have imagined that you would ever come to a show like this?
I thought she was gonna start rambling. I have to be like prepared every line.
I guess I must have misjudged you, Eddie Pooh.
You misjudged him?
I thought he was trying to avoid me, you know.
That was no misjudgment on your part. That's precisely what I was trying to do.
Oh, but it looks like the winds have shifted, and he's now willing to be chased after. I'm simply overwhelmed. Don't you worry, Edgy Poo. I chase you forever to the ends of the earth.
Isn't that just peachy? Whoops.
This is one of those rare times when Franziska and I actually see eye to eye.
I hate that we have to talk to her again in the same game. Present.
What's this?
A present? No, I mean, I know I said present, but I meant present. Present.
A present for me?
No, obviously I can't simply give you a piece of evidence.
I I see. You're just embarrassed to give it to me in front of all these people. But don't worry, I can wait. A present of love from my edgy poo is beyond worth it.
Gnurk!
What a bother.
If you only knew how much, Francisca.
Great. Pink Princess.
Now then, what are you doing here? I thought you were working at Gatewaterland as the Pink Badger.
Oh yeah, that was like yesterday too, wasn't it? She jumped jobs in half a day.
What are you talking about? That was ages ago.
I hate how they gave her this animation again in this outfit.
That was yesterday.
Look, I worked at Global Studios before a long time ago, right? Well, they called me up this morning, kind of out of the blue, actually.
They called you?
Apparently, the girl who plays the Pink Princess collapsed from a bad cold. It happened so suddenly, they called me in to be her last-minute replacement.
Do they not have enough people on staff at that studio?
I really couldn't say no, so here I am, playing the role of the heroine. Instead of that Mindy girl, I mean. But the poor girl, I feel bad for her. Because they don't let me stand in for her, she's going to have a terrible, not exactly going to stand in vain last second, but the golden story is still some of the audience opera because I tell you, they're really just a bunch of simpletons.
Shut up. Shut up. Just shut up. Stop talking. I don't like her. Miles Edgeverse, I don't like her. Can you get her to stop? Stop talking.
So, basically, you received the stand-in request this morning, correct?
You got it. If you need to see it, I've got it right here. Look.
It appears that she is telling the truth. Oh, God. I hate that this is evidence, too.
I tell you, my fine acting moved the entire audience to tears.
I think they were crying.
Tears of laughter, as I recall.
They were crying because seeing her is torture.
But being famous has its problems too, you know. Here, take a good look at this.
Don't stop taking off your clothes.
It's a letter from a stalker. I was just taking my break when I found her stuck under the door to my room. Honestly, you really have to watch out for these kinds of things. Look at what it says.
Wendy with the accent, so it's French. How would you pronounce Wendy, but Frenchly?
Wendy, I'll be descending on you from above tonight. Your loving night. How absolutely revolting. I mean, you think you could get my name right? There's no accent in my name.
Wait, this horrible handwriting. Where have I seen this before?
That's not it. I thought we had it, and I wanted to compare it. But, like, this is our only... Hate this.
But now that you're here, Edgy Poo, I feel 100% safe.
Where do I factor into this?
You'd bust that evil stalker man for my sake, wouldn't you, Edgy Poo?
Well, if you allow me the liberty to handle this in my own way, I'll gladly dispatch a detective to your house later. I'll get somebody else to do it.
Oh, come on, Edgy Poo. Stop being so dismissive and playing hard to get.
Hello? R1 button? R1? So here's our shitty handwriting number 1. And number 2, Wendy. Your loving night. Is there any... I mean, it's obviously the same thing, but I wonder if there's, like, any specifics about this handwriting that let us discern. I'm trying to see if there's anything in specific. I guess not. I mean, it's definitely him descending on you from above tonight. Your lovely night. Wait. So if Larry wrote this... Oh wait, didn't they say they caught him trying to enter the chimney here? Is that why? Is that the entire point of, oh God, I hate looking at her.
What were you doing at the time of the crime?
What crime?
What? There are like 5 crimes happening here. They all happened at the same time. What do you mean, what crime?
After the show was over, I had nothing but free time on my hands. So I
Use the fireplace.
in the room next door to keep my bad hip warm. Well, a murder occurred in the room right next to yours. There are like 5 murders happening. What's wrong with you? Is that right? Oh, Adripu, I'm so scared. Hold me. Caress me.
Hold it, no! If you could please not cling to my person. Stop taking off my jacket.
In any case, I take it then that you failed to show up at Ambassador Alba's speech? Oh, that? No, I didn't go. I mean, I may have the heart of a young, tender maiden, but my body just refuses to cooperate at times. As soon as the show ended, my hips started acting up and got stiff. I couldn't move at all.
Can you provide proof of your condition?
Oh, you just go ahead and ask. Would you like to take a look personally?
Stop taking off your pants.
They're the ones who carried me from the theater all the way to this embassy.
I have to admit, the thought of her not being able to leave that room is rather pleasant. I wish that she would fall over forever.
Prosecutor Ron Karma. Oh my God, is this Missile? Please tell me it's Missile. I brought the police dog as you requested, sir. So in all the Ace Attorney, or I guess not. So in the first Ace Attorney game, and I think they reference him a little later. Not even in the first game. It was actually the DLC case for the first game. But they introduced that there's a police dog named Missile who is actually named after, was named after Shu Takumi's real life dog named Missile, who unfortunately passed away. And I think they reference him a few more times in the series, but also in Ghost Trick, which is an amazing game, a 10 out of 10 game. There's a dog character in that game that is also named Missile and also named after Shu Takumi's dog. And I really hope this is a dog named Missile. Oh, goodbye.
Bark, bark. This dog, is this Shu Takumi's real life dog, Missile?
I requested the assistance of a dog in our search for the Yatagarasu.
Bark.
Looks like you guys have some pretty bright dogs in this country, too. He loves dogs.
Bark, bark.
Oh my God! This is the same portrait. This is definitely Missile. Hey, you're a real cutie, aren't you? Yeah, that's a good boy.
That's the police dog Gumshoe's been taking care of. I think its name is Missile. It's pronounced Missile.
That's a fitting name for a police dog that dashes out in front and attacks.
That action alone isn't exactly what's going to solve this case for us, you know.
Now, Missile, shoot that man and kill him.
Bark, bark.
Now, Missile, I want you to find some clues. Go, go, go!
He starts biting the dead body's leg.
Bark, bark.
Oh, he's digging. You do be doing a dig. What?
Good dog. You really are quite bright, aren't you? Unlike a certain someone I know, Miles, whose name rhymes with Biles Bedverse. Do you know who I'm talking about? Can you guess? Can you guess who I'm talking about? I bet you don't know. I bet you can't guess. It's a very hard puzzle, Miles Edgeverse.
I know what you're... Shut up.
Now, what do we have here?
Ah, God damn it, Larry. It's a samurai dog. Also, this is the first time we've seen a photo of one of these.
What is this? It looks like a small dog, but...
Wait, Franziska, isn't that an official samurai dog? Is that an official... Is that an official signed samurai dog?
Oh no, he's evil!
No, bad missile! He ate it. I wonder if it's alright for him to eat that.
It's just a meat substance snack.
It's not a hot dog. It's not made of meat. It's a meat substance snack featuring the Steel Samurai.
I'm sure he'll be fine.
That's quite a bit of information you gathered there in a single quick glance.
I'm very good at my job, I'll have you know. We should really be focusing on why there was a samurai dog there in the first place.
It looks like that sack wasn't all Missile found. He also found a gun! Oh, and what we have here? It appears to be a lady's undershirt.
What?
I wonder if Ambassador Alba might have an interesting cross-dressing.
What?
I somehow doubt that. He is a tree man with no understanding of human biology. It doesn't look like the shirt would even fit him. A samurai dog and a lady's undershirt. What are these two items doing in a room like this? Given the circumstances, the lady's undershirt could only belong to one person. I suppose I should get this over with and ask the owner of said undershirt about it.
Was it you? You're the only woman I know. You're the only woman that I care about that is in this room. You're the only woman I don't hate.
Ms. Von Karma, what do you think of this?
I don't care. Why are you giving me that? That's so weird. Stop pushing that in my face. It's not mine. Don't be weird, Miles Edgeworth.
I'm sorry, I don't want to talk to this person right now, but it appears that I have to.
Oh boy. Here you go.
If you could please take a look at this brown-colored undershirt.
Oh, Eddie Pooh, what is the meaning of this?
What?
Why did you steal that thing from my bags? All you had to do was ask, and I would have gladly given you as many as you'd like.
Thanks, but no thanks.
I already hate this conversation. This might be the worst non sequitur investigation we've ever had.
This shirt was found here at this crime scene.
Also, you know what I'm just noticing that's starting to bug me now? Now that I see it, I can't unsee it. Like, the blush on her face is shaped completely differently on each side. Like, one is a horizontally long oval. And the other one kind of, I don't know, it's just like lower. It's lower, which makes it look uneven, which makes me uncomfortable and it bothers me.
This shirt was found here at the crime scene.
What?
Come now, why don't you just confess and explain why you are the real murderer and go to jail right now?
I know nothing. Nothing, I tell you.
What?
Oh, I admit that I used the fireplace to dry that chair, but I can't really help the fact that I had to, you know? Wearing that Pink Princess costume was like being in a sauna. And on top of that, I get fingered? As a suspect? You're too cruel, Edgy Poo.
Are you claiming that you never once set foot inside this room?
Of course I am. If I'd been the one to find the body, do you think I'd be as calm and relaxed as I am right now? I tell you, it's always like this. My fault for some tablet. I'm going to Mr. Lord, all Mrs. The fact of married because I'm stuck marrying you. What proposes? You marry. Honestly, men these days.
Well, that was a lot of information.
Also, like, what did she say? So she, like, recapped her first two appearances in Ace Attorney. And her husband ran away from her, like he didn't even divorce her. Oh, no, wait. Speaking of missing. Yes, I'm stuck marrying you. This is the worst. I hate her. I hate that she's married and she's always trying to flirt with Edgeworth.
I don't believe she is lying about her actions. So I can safely assume that she really was drying her shirt by the fireplace on her break. And somehow the undershirt managed to move from the next room into this one. Huh. I assume the samurai dog was also yours?
Ah, that brilliant mind of yours. You knew that I was eating food because you love me.
And so the feeling of dread continues, but I suppose I should ask for more details.
Whoops.
That samurai dog was yours, wasn't it?
Oh, of course, I'm forever yours, my edgy wedgy poo.
Hold it! If you could please stick to what I asked you.
Edgy, are you? And Ms. Old Bag?
No! Stop! Stop! Everybody stop! Stop talking! All of you, go away! Go away!
You really don't change, do you? When will you learn how to take a joke? Anyway, that samurai dog wasn't mine. Those things are a present from the studio to the embassy.
A present?
The studio bigwigs basically told us to play delivery boys. We were supposed to hand the
Dogs, the capital D dogs.
We were supposed to hand the dogs off to the embassy people and tell them hi. I had to pile them all onto the pushcart just to move them all. Those studio guys should have delivered those things by themselves, right, Edgy?
So, did you deliver the samurai dogs to the embassy staff as per your instructions?
Hey, Edgy, don't just ignore me and my question. Are you gonna stick up for me?
About that. See, after the show, I went to rest a spell in the dressing room. Because of my bad hip, you know. And there they were. The samurai dogs were just sitting on the dressing room floor.
What? A box? I suppose you had to make preparations for distributing them after the show.
Well, if by preparation you mean sampling them as well.
Excuse, you had a job to, you stole samurai dogs?
Oh, I tried one and thought they were actually quite good, so I ate the rest of them. Sorry, but I just had to find out. I know it was silly of me to think this, but I figured that since they're for a kids show, their taste was probably for kids too. But they were so good that I couldn't stop and I ate all of them. Before I went back to my room, I just had to help myself to half a dozen
boxes, not even singles, half a dozen boxes.
As I sat there by the roaring fire, warming them and eating them, I thought, this is
theft. You're going to jail. Can we pin her on? Can we pin that on her? Can we get her for that? Is that something we can get her for? Can we finally send her to jail? She never went to jail for perjury those previous times, so I would like to arrest her now.
What is it now? Oh, I know. I bet you want a box too, don't you, my edgy poo? Well, who am I to say no to you? But I'll only give you one. The rest are all for me.
What? Looks like the lesson for today is that when the Steel Samurai and the Pink Princess take off their masks, they transform into a pair of annoying troublemakers. Present for the embassy staff. Ms. Oldbag took and ate a few from the dressing room. Okay. Is this really all? I guess we can't even inspect this? That's awful. Stand in for Mindy? Whoa! Oh, I see. I see. Oh, that's the only reason. Okay, that makes sense. I was like, so Larry didn't know that that was her. And also, I don't see Larry ever falling for Old Bag. So I was like, why would he write this? If this was him, why would he write this? It's because he sucks at writing. And he wanted to flirt with the other girl that was supposed to be playing the Pink Princess, Mindy. But his writing sucks. So it looks like it says Wendy, but this is actually an I.
It's not an E with the accent on it. It's an I that's kind of sideways. I guess that's so funny. That's so funny how they like gave you the hints here. Like if you look at the rest of the handwriting, his E's and I's look very similar, but with a little tick above it. Like this one looks almost like like an E. This also looks like an E. That looks like an E. That looks like an E. But they have like the tick above it. You're loving Gnate. Wendy, I'll be descending on you from above tonight. You're loving Gnate. Where also do we have the shitty handwriting? To Mr. I think when I read this the first time, I also noticed that the Mr. looked weird, but I didn't really comment on it. Dear Mr. Edgeworth, still Samurai Daddy. I'm a married man of Neo Tokyo. Okay, here we go. Fine. You did some investigating over in the Bobblies and Bussy too, right?
I did. Is there a problem? We are both going to be facing the same way in this shot, so none of us are talking to each other.
Long Shi says, a wolf who aims to hunt for 2 rabbits at once.
I believe the idiom you require is, he who runs after 2 hares will catch neither. I'm much smarter than you. This is what you were going to say.
Ha! A real wolf can catch both. Long Shi says, you snooze, you lose. His like idioms get more and more dumb as he goes on. Long Shi says, you better check yourself before you wreck yourself.
I see. So what you are trying to say, seeing as how I am currently So what are you trying to say, seeing as how I am currently handling 2 cases?
Ha! Suit yourself. But don't say I didn't warn you. What about this guy?
You never met my boo. I don't care. You are a random side character. Stop making fun of me.
Oh, and how exactly would you punish us?
I mean, we're gonna be mean to you. We're gonna bully you. We're gonna push you around. How do you like that? You're not even strong enough to move me. You're like 5'3". I'm 6'2". Vindictive much.
Who am I talking to? Can I talk to a missile? Bark! He was a much bigger help than I thought he would be.
Yes. However, there are a few aspects I don't understand about what he found.
In that case, you should keep on investigating until you do understand, you moron. Now, my subordinate, continue with the investigation.
Oh, stop. You don't need to talk to me like that. I was going to anyway. It is with great dread that I proceed and do what I must to solve the case.
What about this clock?
There was a clock in the Bobblies and Bussy. Symmetry is a fine thing, but their interior design really suffers for it.
Really? I think it's cool, actually. You're wrong. You're wrong. I actually think the interior design is cool. It's really good.
You don't know what you're talking about, Franziska. I suppose the wood does suit the all-natural atmosphere of this room.
Its design and the material it's made of strikes a good balance with the plants.
Hey, you two! Now's not a good time to be talking about interior decorating, you know? Hurry up and save me!
Shut up! Be quiet!
Ah!
This is all part of my elite investigation. All you need to do is be quiet and watch.
Actually, I do believe Larry has a point for once. Larry, there are a few things I need to ask you about.
Hey, how about that? I've got a few things I gotta ask you, too.
What is it? You get one question and then you shut up.
It's like both you and him. How is it that the two of you always manage to have some cute or hot girl by your side?
Larry, stop being weird. Larry, don't be weird. She's like 19 and you are like 30, 25. I guess that's... Also, like, when, it's worse because, like, when he met Phoenix and Maya, Maya was, like, 17 or 18 or something. Also, there was this, okay, because the thing is, Larry gets creepier as the games go on. Larry gets weirder as the games go on. And, like, once you get to the third game and he meets, or I think it might have been in the second game, but, like, he meets Pearl for the first time, who's, like, a 9-year-old girl. And then there's this part where you can present him profiles of random characters, and he has something to say about all the women, but he has nothing to say about all the men. And like, he has like a really weird line about Pearl, and she's like 8 years old, and it's so awful, and I hate him as a human being.
And Francie, what about that promise you made to me?
Promise? What promise? I would never. You're very I would never promise anything to you. Stop being so weird.
I'm the one where you said you.
Oh God! Wait, she did say that. That's so funny.
I'm the one where you said you would model.
This. It's so weird that they brought this bit back. This like one joke.
You would model for my next book, Francie's Whippity Whip Trip. Yow!
I made no such promise. Stop talking.
Ever since grade school, we've had a certain saying about Larry. When something smells, it's usually the butts. In grade school, we had a certain saying about Larry. He is the worst person in the world and deserves to go to jail. One needs to look no further than this man to find the king of troublemakers.
I hate that we have to keep talking to him. I have a badge for you.
Larry, I wonder if you might know what this is.
Nope, not a clue. Phoenix would never show. Nick would never show me his.
You didn't even look at it.
Nah, that's because the only thing I can see right now is the form of my lovely Francie.
Stop talking about me. It's very creepy. You're making me feel feared. In that case, allow me to help you sear my form into you for all eternity. I'm going to shoot you with a gun. I'm not even going to use the whip. I don't like that he was smiling from that.
Now, this is a trip I'm willing to endorse, especially if we can finally get some peace here.
I hate that he was smiling on the last frame. That's awful. Tell me about this Steel Samurai thing.
As I recall, aren't you calling yourself Loris Donim now?
That's Donim! Loris Donim! Get that straight in your head, Edgy. Ow, 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 ow!
Now I remember. You're that rude, pale imitation of a real artist.
No, you've got it all wrong! I gave up on that whole Loris business. Besides, when
Angelina? This is also another running bit with Larry, is that like he's constantly getting into relationships with supermodels for like a week, and then they break up with him, and their names are all like intentionally. I think some of them. I think a bunch of the names they come up with for these bits are like celebrity. You know, celebrity pairing names, like their relationship names. Like, I'm trying to think. What was there? There was like a Beyonce one, I think. What is Ben? Is that like supposed to be like Brangelina? What was it? It was Brangelina, right? Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie, Brangelina. Is that the bit? But they're like not spelling it right. Banjolina. Anyway.
That's when Mindy walked into my life.
Larry's giving me Stranger Danger vibes. You absolutely should be getting those vibes.
She's been so good to me that I wanted to help her in some way. And I figured I could through this Steel Samurai outfit.
Your inane blathering makes less and less sense each time we meet.
I believe he's saying that he picked up this part-time job as the Steel Samurai so that he could get into a woman's pants.
Awful. Hate this man. Hate this stalker. He also sent like a stalker letter to another character in the last game he was in. Awful. And it read like a blackmail letter, and he wrote it from a template. So at the beginning it said, "Insert salutation here." The worst, stupidest person in the world.
You got it! I knew you'd know what I mean, Edgy.
Not really. It's not so much as I understood, but a simple deduction based on your idiocy, Larry. Larry, I'd like you to confess right now to everything. Confess to the murder. You're going to jail.
Confess! Hey, don't tell me you sus me too.
Nonsense. I don't believe you have the mental acuity needed to plan and execute a murder. You're too stupid. However, we need to figure out some way to send you to jail. For past experience has taught me that you are always at the center of some insane event.
Edgy, how can you be so mean, stabbing me with your words like that?
Unfortunately, I don't have the time to search out a key to unlock your heart at this time. I don't have the time to search out a key blade to unlock Kingdom Hearts this time. So I suggest that you cooperate and tell me what you know.
Oh yeah, that was a reference to how he did Cyclops in that one case. In the Third Ace Attorney game, you get to play as Edgeworth for the first time for half a case.
Okay, I get it. Just stop Francie from whipping me from keep Francie whipping me from behind. So I guess you know what I did, right, Edgy?
I can't even begin to imagine. However, I imagine that whatever you were up to was probably beyond my imagination.
Give me 1 second. Oh, sorry. I had to kind of blow my nose.
So, you will tell me exactly what you did, Larry?
No, not yet, Edgy. It'll take more than that to loosen my lips. A lot more!
Confess, now, or else I'm going to shoot you.
Okay, well, I was up on the roof.
And why were you up on the roof?
Oh, you know, that
Wintry custom and the legendary hero? What? Is this supposed to be some insane way to describe Santa Claus or something? Legendary?
Hero? You mean the legendary hero sandwich from the hit game Undertale, which you can purchase at the core just before fighting Mettaton?
Santa Claus!
Santa
Claus.
I wanted to do that thing he does, so I climbed up to one of the chimneys.
Also, Merry Christmas. Isn't it amazing that we managed to find the one Christmas reference in this game and play it during December? This is our Christmas game, by the way. It's too bad we're not playing the original Ace Attorney series where we could find the Merry Christmas line.
Well, when I got there was smoke pouring out of the chimney.
And?
Well, I couldn't go down the chimney with smoke coming up, right? So I just gave up.
Objection! Larry, you do realize that Santa Claus does not exist.
I like how that was his thing. We got through that whole little explanation and he's like,
Objection, Larry! Santa Claus doesn't exist. You're 25 years old.
Of course I know. I did graduate from junior high, you know.
Then you should also understand this. If Santa was real, he would be the biggest unlawful trespasser in history. If Santa was real, I would arrest him on the spot, because I'm very smart and very cool.
Aw, crud!
It is your attempt to imitate Santa that has landed you as prime suspect in this murder.
Come on, man. What's wrong with pretending to be Santa?
Objection! Let's start with the fact that it will be the Ides of March in a matter of hours.
why would you phrase it like that? You don't have to like phrase everything in some insane posh way, Edgeworth. You can just say it's almost, or I guess it is March. I think he meant like the middle of March. You don't have to say Ides of March.
Santa only visits homes on December 24th. That's in December, you nitwit.
No! Hey, wait a sec. We're not in court. So you need to stop saying objection to random people.
Larry, about the samurai sword that was used as the murder weapon.
Oh, that. Well, I shook hands with the ambassador in this room, you know.
Yes, apparently you did.
And well, I totally forgot about it and left it behind when I left afterwards. You want to talk about shock? I was the most shocked of all when I heard it killed someone. Shocked!
Foolish for looking especially foolish for foolishly stating such a foolish excuse. You forgot to take something that big with you? Who would believe such a tale? Stop lying. It's a very big sword. I never forget anything. I always keep everything on me.
Sorry, Ms. Von Karma, but I believe him. Because if anyone could forget something like that, it would be Larry. He is very dumb.
Edgy, you believe me? I just knew that our friendship is something special.
Anyway, even if Larry had simply forgotten the sword and left it behind, that in no way clears his name. Which means that I will have to prove his innocence from a different angle.
How many voices can you even do? All of them! I do all of the voices. I know every voice ever. Give me a voice. Actually, don't give me a voice. Wait, what am I looking for now? It might be... I might have to, like, talk to Franziska. Oh, wait. I think I know what I'm doing. Whoops. Oh, no! I can't skip the tree man! I accidentally looked at the tree man, and now I have to look at the dialogue again. Larry, I have something awful for you. Larry, what do you mean you don't know? This is from you. Wait, who am I talking to? I have to like talk to someone to start the argument. Oh mein Gott. Oh mein Gott, I can't believe this. Why is this happening? Why do we have to keep talking to this man? You don't know what a samurai dog is? You sell them. I think it's interesting that this game has so many callbacks to so many different things from the series. Is there something I missed here? I guess technically I didn't do this. I wonder if there are no VIPs on display here. That's it. Nice! Check mark. Got it. Love it. I definitely inspected this last time. I think there are things that I just didn't inspect because I saved the game and then left. So it doesn't know that I already inspected everything. Oh, that's funny. This is the same dialogue as the other thing. There are so many, like, because you can see some things from, like, 2 or 3 different angles in this room, and you can inspect them 3 times. So it's just the same dialogue over and over again.
What am I missing? I already checked the bow.
Yeah, okay. Sir? Present. Is any of this relevant? Am I gonna have to I'm gonna have to, like, present something specific to someone, aren't I? Mizzle! I have a present for you. Present! This. So, this person will be descending on me from above tonight, huh? Oh, Edgy Poo, I'm so scared. Hold me.
If you could please not.
Oh, I had this line.
Actually, the whole time you're up there, you're in costume. Therefore, no one should have recognized you or what you look like underneath.
But there's that thing, you know. They say people can identify you by your aura. So even without seeing my face, my stalkers can see the beauty within me. So you see, that's how I charm the pants off man.
Stop trying to take off my pants. Charm, you, preposterous.
That's it. What about this? Ugh.
This old lady.
I hate that they actually say this old lady's underwear.
That's not the reason I kept it. It's a very important piece of evidence.
For you, Edgy Poo, I can spare an undershirt or two, you know? All you have to do is ask, anytime, anywhere.
If this wasn't a valuable piece of evidence, I would have disposed of it upon contact.
Samurai dogs?
This thing really showed me not to underestimate the taste of a snack meant for kids.
Was it really that tasty?
Gosh, don't tell me you haven't had one yet.
I don't eat hot dogs.
In that case, I'll have to feed you one.
Stop putting that in my face.
Now open what?
Oh god, she's actually doing it.
Here comes the hot dog train.
No, that's perfectly all. Stop it. I'm currently on the job right now.
Oh my god. What am I supposed to... Oh wait, I forgot. I forgot that we have...
Mind Palace.
This and this.
Ah, you see, the fireplace was on. There is no trace of this room's fireplace being used.
And your point is...
Smoke was supposedly pouring out of the chimney connected to this fireplace. At least, according to Larry. This is a contradiction of facts, is it not?
Are you sure he wasn't just disoriented or something up on that roof?
There is testimony from an investigator that puts Larry at this particular chimney. So, no, I don't think it was a mistaken impression on Larry's part. On the other hand, the fireplace in the next room was being used at the time. Where do you suppose the smoke from that fireplace went?
Ah, I see. So what you are proposing is this. The smoke that came out of the chimney was actually from Miss Oldbag's fire. So basically, the fireplaces of neighboring rooms share one chimney. Is that what you're implying? Is that possible? What? Precisely? Oh my god. Each side of the building only has one chimney. But I guess there are multiple fireplaces in the embassy. I see now. It's funny how they like kind of foreshadowed it with this, but like you don't really think it's relevant, so you don't look at it. And you don't like interrogate the fact that they only have one chimney. What? Is this it? Do these connect? Why?
The lady's undershirt that Missile found. Ang!
Why are you getting all excited over holding on to a lady's undergarment? Miles Edgeworth, why are you so freaky? Stop being freaky and weird. Stop being a weird person, Miles Edgeworth.
It's evidence.
Miles Edgeworth, you uncouth sea slug. If you know the owner of said undershirts, then hurry up and return it to her already.
You have it all wrong. This is evidence. And the owner of this piece of evidence was in the room next door. And yet, despite that, Missile found it in the fireplace of this room. This lady's undershirt.
Are you seriously claiming that it somehow passed through a solid brick wall?
Not quite. The fireplace in this room is connected to a chimney. The other fireplace in the other room is also connected.
Are the fireplaces... Wait. So either the shirt somehow blew up the chimney and went down the other side, or like Larry tried to fishing line it. I don't know how it would have gone up the chimney and then back down the other side. Alternatively, maybe the inside of the chimney is just one thing. Like there's no wall in between it.
Leading us to the possibility that two fireplaces are connected to each other.
Perhaps a closer look at the back of the fireplace is in order.
Are they just one fireplace? There's no way. What? What is that?
There is an X on the back wall of the fireplace. Let's see if I can't get a better look at it.
Oh my god, of course!
The wall separating this room's
Why did they build it like that? That's gonna be part of the conspiracy theory. The conspiracy, right? With the entire smuggling thing.
The wall separating this room's fireplace from the next room's fireplace apparently turns. As I suspected, this fireplace does indeed connect the room to its neighboring room.
Neighboring room?
There appears to be nothing particular about the next room, but the fact that there is nothing special about the next room isn't what's important. It's the fact that there is a secret passageway through this room's fireplace.
We now know that the fireplace connects the two rooms. But how exactly is that significant? You aren't going to suddenly name the old lady as the second killer, now are you?
No, she definitely is. Send her to jail, please. Please, please send her to jail. No, she couldn't move at all because of her stiff hip. So she could not have been the one. Unfortunately, I believe that this fireplace has nothing whatsoever to do with Damask.
This is the thing. This is what I was talking about, where you have to go through this entire side tangent to find one piece of evidence that's relevant to the actual case. Like, okay, the evidence that we discovered from, I guess this is probably relevant, something about the statue, but like we have 1, 2, I guess this might be, there might be a few things relevant actually, but like, that's not really relevant. That's not relevant. I don't know what this is. This isn't really relevant. This isn't really relevant. I don't know what this is going to be for.
Investigation complete. Oh my god, my health is full.
Now I can just indiscriminately present things even though I know I'm wrong.
It would appear that the answer has made itself known.
You're making quite a confident face there, Mr. Prosecutor. Bring it on. I'm ready to counter any attack you may have.
Very well then, if you are prepared, block this overhead. Hiya! I'll show you exactly where my deductions have led me.
Good. I'm counting on you, Edgy.
Shut up. My first attack will be a neutral aerial. Hi-ya-ya-ya! 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 That is my pit impression.
My lie!
I know that there is something you are keeping from the rest of us.
What's wrong with you? Why is it you won't believe me no matter what I say, Edgy? Curse you! I should just hurry up and die already, and that's how it's gonna be. I'll confess to every murder in the whole world, and then...
We can't say that on YouTube. I don't know like how much... YouTube is so weird because I don't know how much they like actually pick up on what you're saying in the video, but apparently they technically can sense what you're saying somehow.
I'm gonna unalive myself.
I don't think it matters if it's not like a 5-minute video, but like, I don't know, just in case. Unalive yourself now.
And throw everything into mass confusion.
Wow, what a weirdo. Huh, you made some wonderful friends as a child, I see.
Larry, I only have one thing to say to you. Krill yourself now.
Even if you make that face at me, it's no use. A man who's ready to die is strong-willed, you know.
Larry, it doesn't matter what sort of harebrained trouble you've caused. I only ask that you do not lie to me. And I know you're going to lie to me 5 times in your next testimony, but please don't. If you cause an innocent person to be judged unfairly because of some insipid lie, I will never forgive you. I already never forgive you, but it will be even worse.
Edgy.
Although, allow me to say that I consider you to be among the innocent in this case, and that I will draw the real killer out. You can trust me on this.
All right. This time, I'll tell you the whole truth, okay? What happened, what didn't happen, the works.
Just what happened will do. Now then, if you would please testify as to what you did up on the roof tonight.
Oh, God, I hate that they gave him his jolly eyes. Up on the rooftop, click, click, click.
After the show, I left the pushcart in the rose garden and came to the embassy. Then they took a picture of me shaking hands with the ambassador. After that, until my next appearance, I had some free time, so I wandered around. That's when I spotted the chimney.
You were just wandering around the roof and you spotted the chimney?
A chimney like that is a rare thing, you know. So then, I wanted to play Santa and decided to give it a try.
What is this testimony?
Larry, I thought I just finished telling you not to lie anymore.
But it's kinda ultra embarrassing.
And what exactly is so ultra embarrassing that you can't tell me?
Edgy, my man. I just said it was embarrassing, so of course I can't just blurt it out. So you're just gonna have to ouch me.
As your superior, I command you to hurry up and expose this man's lie.
I have every intention to, for I'm not about to let us waste time on such a trifling matter.
Does that mean I can just instantly object? I don't think this is relevant. They took a picture of me shaking hands. We know that. I had some free time, so I wandered around. That's when I spotted the chimney. Could it be this? What do you mean you wandered around? How did you spot the chimney? What do you mean by this?
I should hardly think that chimneys are that rare.
Agreed, especially since they are a traditional feature of American houses. Especially because we are currently in the United States of America, where they use chimneys all the time.
Plus, many grand buildings have even larger and fancier chimneys.
Yeah, but the kind of chimney I'm talking about is the really romantic type.
A romantic chimney?
It might sound kind of silly, but women seem to really enjoy
Women be loving chimneys, am I right, fellas? Women are always like, oh my god, chimneys. I love them.
and I just had a good feeling about that chimney.
I decided to give it a try.
You suddenly wanted to play Santa?
Oh, well, actually, I dressed up as Santa in the first Ace Attorney game, remember? Oh, that was down in Cord Lake.
Gnark! I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't dread.
Remember when Edgeworth was traumatized in that one case?
Sounds like you guys share a lot of history. Are you boyfriends? Besides, it's not a felony to dress up and play Santa, you know. Santa doesn't go around killing people after he comes down a family's chimney, after all.
Maybe he. Are you sure about that? Actually, is it worth.
Yes.
Actually, I believe in the case of this man, playing Santa is actually quite a big deal.
Are you saying that your little buddy isn't exactly made of Santa Claus? Are you saying that this man
isn't a real Santa man? Does this man look like the type of person that can't live up to Santa's legacy? I think not.
Precisely. You hit the nail on the head, Agent Lang.
Hey, Edgy, that's so incredibly mean!
Tell me something, Larry. Did you know that Santa's job is to deliver presents to people all over the world?
Of course I know that. I did graduate from junior high, you know.
In that case, it's your turn to tell me something. I want you to tell me to whom you were delivering a present to.
Excuse me. Oh my god. I was about to point out Edgeworth's amazing grammar where he didn't dangle his participle and said to whom, but then he added a to the end, making it redundant. To whom you were delivering a present to. Actually, it should just be to whom you were delivering a present. Excuse me, Edgeworth? Edgeworth, you're not as posh as you're supposed to be smart, Edgeworth. I thought you knew how to speak fancy.
I was delivering a present to a child not basking in the warm glow of love.
Objection! That must be the most elegant description of you I've ever heard, but a lie is still a lie.
You know how to turn out and kick a guy when he's down, you know that?
In any case, the person you wish to deliver a present unto was most certainly this.
This? It like put me on profiles. Oh, I guess I can't present these. I was thinking like, wouldn't this make more sense? But I guess he's saying Wendy. Even though he actually wanted to, interesting taste you have there, Mr. Sus. I guess they wanted me to say, because like he actually wanted to deliver the letter to Mindy, who was the person that was supposed to be playing the Pink Princess. So I was thinking that made more sense, but I guess we're going down this rabbit hole first.
Don't spread lies about me. I totally didn't want to see Miss Holdback so much that I tried to go down a chimney. Ow!
I advise you to stop right there and your bashing of a lady.
Francisco, whenever someone says something bad about women.
Well, I must admit that I myself hardly ever have the want to run into that lady. However, what if you were misinformed and under the wrong impression? Then what?
Define wrong impression.
I simply mean that the man before you thought to enter the old lady's room without knowing one very important fact. And that fact is best summed up with this.
I think it's this. I like immediately turned the pages to go to this, but I forgot this exists. And I feel like we have to go to this first and then this.
Take that? Okay. This is something the old lady received from her employer for the night. The girl who normally plays the Pink Princess, Mindy, was it again? It seems that this man is quite taken with that actress.
Hold it! But that's not true, Edgy!
What are you talking about? Stop lying, we already know this.
She's the one with the hots for me!
This is why he's the worst.
I just know it!
Oh! This man needs to stop talking.
I can feel her sexy beam piercing my heart when she's watching me. Sexy beam, I tell you.
You filthy, despicable, inconsiderate, fickle, idiotic, cowardly apparition of a man. You haven't matured at all since we last met.
Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, can we just shoot this guy?
Yes?
This guy. He's got bigger problems than just getting involved in murders, I take it.
I suppose you could put it that way.
Hey, what the heck, man? I don't get you guys at all. Why do you always have to make me out to be some sort of perverted criminal?
To return to the original topic, I propose that at least this much has been made clear. Without any knowledge that Miss Mindy had fallen ill, Larry tried to make his way into the Pink Princess's room.
It's insane that he like saw this girl once. And he was like, yes, I'm going to sneak into her home. I guess it's not technically her home, but like, it's her room where she was staying.
Hold it. Hey, Edgy. Looks like I got the hang of this court thing now.
You don't even have a hold it voice line, but we're not in court at the moment.
Shut up! I see what's going on here, and it looks just like what you do in court. I guess old boy here still has something he'd like to say. I'm also next to him.
Why does he look like he's like weirdly checking him out in this photo? Like Lang just slides up next to him and is like, hey, you know what? Not too bad. Also, you can like really tell the evolution in art style in this because of the way they draw Larry compared to the way they draw Agent Lang is so vastly different. Even though this is a new Larry sprite, you can tell that they were designed for two completely different games. Like, look at how just overall much better and more detailed Agent Lang looks, and look at how awful Larry is as a human being.
Lang Ji says, until the root of the tongue dries, one never knows the whole truth. You shouldn't form conclusions until everything is out in the open, which is why I'll listen. All right then, get ready to listen to me defeat Edgy in a battle of wits.
Larry, have you forgotten that should I lose, your victory prize will be your... Maybe I should lose. Maybe that's actually a better idea for everyone if I do lose.
Larry's assertion.
So, you think that all I wanted to do was go visit Mindy? Well, I dressed up as Santa and climbed up to the chimney, but the smoke was really thick. It was a case of mistaken identity, and that mistake made me late for the speech. Then, to top it all off, I became a suspect in a murder. That's what...
Oh yeah, we haven't actually got to the murder part. We haven't even got to proving that he didn't do the murder.
But why would I ever put myself through so much humiliation on purpose?
That's it?
That's it?
That's it? Hey! Someone say something!
Larry, are you seriously trying to submit this, not as a confession, but as testimony?
So what if I am? Is there something wrong with that? My claim is a claim, claiming my claim. Claim.
So it was you! You're my stalker. And I should warn you, it doesn't matter what kind of flattery you throw at me. I'm the devoted hammer woman who's wholly focused on matters only just proves alive. I can't just drop it on the old faithful. No, I can't. Although I was just
I'm so inspired!
You're such an inconsiderate, cowardly, idiotic, all-around completely worthless man. You simpering simpleton, you foolish fool.
I thought I heard something ominous just now, but perhaps it was just my imagination.
What did she say? As long as Edgy Poo is alive, I can't just drop him and be unfaithful. No, I can't. Although earlier, I was tempted just a tiny whiny bit by that wolf man, but that was just a test of my love for my dear Edgy Poo, which I passed with flying colors. But from now on, I will stay completely true to my beloved Edgy Poo for the rest of eternity.
I heard something ominous just now. I believe there is nothing further for me to prove at this point.
What do you mean? Of course you still got something to prove. You still have to show me some proof I was trying to meet up with Mindy.
Didn't you, like, literally... Oh, I have to sneeze. Oh. Wasn't that like the entire point of your testimony? So you think all I wanted to do was go visit Mindy. I dressed up as Santa and climbed up to the chimney, but there was smoke. It was a case of mistaken identity. What? He's like basically admitting to it, right? Am I crazy?
Proof, you say?
Remember, Edgy, everything is evidence in court, right?
No, you mean evidence is everything in court, Larry, but I understand your point.
Yeah, see, I'm totally a pro at this now.
Very well, if you wish to see the evidence, then let me show you the last piece of evidence you'll ever wish to see.
Is it what I think it is? I mean, there's only one piece of evidence I think is relevant here. Also, I think I know the phrase. I think I know which phrase I need to present this on. But why would I ever put myself through so much humiliation on purpose?
Objection! Larry, don't even think about denying that you have knowledge of this letter.
Hey! Why are you showing that thing to me?
I don't know how to pronounce this. How do you pronounce this with the accent when it's supposed to be Vendy? I'll be descending on you from above tonight, your loving knight. Well, isn't that just romantic?
But you weren't able to descend on her from above, were you, Mr. Loving Knight?
I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't remember a thing.
Objection! You can pretend to be ignorant all you like, but it's written right here. This letter proves that you were not out to meet the old lady, but rather, you were attempting to pay Miss Mindy a visit. What part?
What part of this letter? I'm assuming it's specifically the E/I, right?
Take that! Larry, I suggest you take up penmanship lessons. That is, if you never wish to experience this level of embarrassment ever again.
What the heck? What are you talking about? Speak English, my dude.
You wrote Mindy so sloppily that it became Wendy to the average eye.
Hey, stop picking on me.
You just got it now? I'm pretty sure I explained it earlier. I guess maybe if you weren't listening. But like, yeah, look at all of his E's, or all of his I's. All of his I's look almost exactly like his E's. Like you can especially see it in Descending, where he has the E and then the I right next to each other. These are pretty. This is egregious. Like, look at how awful this one is. But yeah, oh god, it's so dumb.
Hey, stop picking on me. Hey, that's kind of really mean, dude. I don't know why you're being so mean to me. It's so embarrassing!
There. Isn't that what childhood friends are for? They're the best, aren't they? For punching! But that'll have to wait until we're off of this crime scene.
Eek! Edgy! Save me from the scary man!
Sure, if you're willing to make amends, starting with your incredibly embarrassing mistake.
That wasn't me.
Come again.
It's a fake! Someone's out to get me! So they made out a fake letter! Just set me up!
Accept your defeat graciously. Why are you making us go through this whole thing? There's so much. It's so long. What are you doing?
But you guys are being so mean!
Hold it! Penmanship analysis.
What's that?
No matter who, all people have certain unique features to their handwriting. Ergo, all we have to do is compare the handwriting in this letter to a sample of yours. And we'll know soon enough who it was that sent this letter.
I'll never write another thing in my life!
He just chops off his hands.
Hold it. Tisk, tisk, tisk. It's no use, Mr. Loving Knight, for you've already graciously provided me with a sample of your handwriting. Take that. This autograph and our mysterious letter. If we compare the handwriting, we'll know the answer to our question soon enough. Confess now, Larry, to your miserable failure.
I'm sorry. I did it. It was causing me trouble again. I admit it. You hit the nail right on the head. Gee.
So he finally confesses.
I saw the big princess being carried around in a stretcher and got worried, all right? I wanted to go into Mindy's room, but the doctors wouldn't let me in. So what choice did I have? It was the chimney or bust, Gee.
Your mind jumped from the door to the chimney? What a criminally overactive imagination. We can send this guy to jail, right? Like, it's literally illegal to do that.
Well, at least I was honest and wrote Mindy a letter and stuck it under the door. That way, she wouldn't be so shocked when I came down the chimney.
Except for the fact that the letter was an utter failure at conveying said sentiment.
I'm really, really sorry.
Larry, you may be a shameful, good-for-nothing, simpering simpleton, absolute buffoon, pig feces, white bread, slop, blight on the face of humanity, gangrenous limb. However, I always knew you weren't the killer. As awful of a person as you are too stupid to ever commit murder. I told you to trust me, because at the very least, I can attest to that about you.
Edgy, you're...
We've lost a lot of valuable time because of you.
Ow!
In any case, I believe we can say that we now know exactly what happened. Mr. Larry Butts sought to climb down the chimney. Not for access to the crime scene, but to enter the room of the elderly lady next door.
Hold it.
Hold it. Great job, Mr. Prosecutor. Although, I still find it a bit unbelievable that the two of you are friends. But the suspicion on that guy over there isn't completely resolved yet. So don't get any funny ideas about running off, okay?
Ow! Hey, what? Edgy, what does the wolfman mean when he says, I'm not off the hook yet?
He means the murder weapon. Larry, did you forget? There are 2 layers of sus hanging over your head.
That's exactly what I mean. We can't only rely on the words of the suspect after all. We may have figured out where he was and what he was doing all night. But the blood-stained samurai sword that was left at the crime scene? As long as there's no satisfactory explanation for that, this wolf will refuse to ease up on his bite.
Eek! Edgy, that guy, he looks like he's seriously about to take a bite out of me.
I'm well aware, and you should be as well, that this upcoming battle will be crucial.
Thanks to the cooperation of our lovely bumbler, I've been dealt a very nice hand and a sweet trump card. Looks like we're about to enter the final bout. Now, Mr. Prosecutor, let's see what you got.
I can easily point out the contradiction in the supposed murder weapon. But the real problem for me is figuring out what the real murder weapon is. This will be a high-stakes gamble. I'm just going to pick something at random and hope it works. But this is one game I can't afford to lose. This is kind of like my favorite manga, Kaiji, which only got 2 seasons of anime and should definitely have gotten more.
I was the one who found the body of the victim, Damask II.
Beside him was the samurai sword, glittering red and offering up the scent of blood. It was supposed to be in the Steel Samurai's dressing room, but I found it here instead. Plus, I found the murder weapon's owner, the suspect Larry Butts, in here too.
Isn't it a bit far-fetched, my favorite Pokemon, to accuse someone simply on the basis of ownership?
Actually, I think Farfetch'd would be his favorite Pokemon. Maybe like Galarian Farfetch'd because he loves the Steel Samurai.
But this owner wanted to sneak onto the crime scene. I think that's plenty to go on, don't you?
Hold it! If you're alluding to his reason for being by the chimney, we've already established that.
Not so fast!
I forgot he had that line. It's always a surprise whenever he brings that line back.
Hold on there, Mr. Prosecutor. You two are longtime friends, right? Who's to say you didn't fabricate the evidence to give him an alibi?
You've been in this room the whole time. What evidence is there to fabricate? Oh my god.
What are you talking about? You've been in this room the whole time.
You think I can believe anything you produce? Forging evidence is all you prosecutors do.
This man has some serious issues with prosecutors.
It's part of my tragic backstory, which you'll find out by the end of this case. But come on, I can't think of something as complicated as that, right, Edgy?
Larry, I can agree because I know you and how stupid you are. However, Agent Lang is not privy to your moronitude. I sense his hatred for my entire profession emanating from his entire being, meaning that the only way I can prove Larry's innocence is to present irrefutable evidence.
What irrefutable evidence do I have? Okay, so now the relevant evidence is... This has to be something. I have no idea what this is going to be for. Here's a crazy theory. Remember how Larry said that he was just spinning around? God, he's so dumb. He was just spinning around with his samurai spear and he like hit a wall or something. What if he hit this statue and caused it to turn around? That's one crazy theory. Larry hit it against a wall. Weapon that's used on stage. What does this mean? 5th floor ambassador's office. Which means if this is the room that has the statue in it, which is this room, does that mean this is the other room that Wendy Oldbag was in? I was the one who found the body. I don't care. Beside it was the samurai sword. I don't care. It was supposed to be in the Steel Samurai's dressing room, but I found it here instead. That might be relevant. Plus, I found the murder weapon's owner, the suspect. Okay.
Hold it! Larry has already testified that he forgot the samurai sword in here.
Yeah, I was shaking hands with the ambassador in here, and I left it behind by accident. Not so fast! So what? You lied earlier, so who's to say that this excuse isn't just another lie? But I forget stuff all the time, right, Edgy? Tell him.
Why don't you tell him yourself?
You see, what did I tell you earlier? No one will buy such a pathetically weak excuse.
Yes, well, I know that it's not possible to prove such an excuse as the truth.
And yet you offer it up as fact. You're a worse person than I originally thought. The worst thing that anyone can do is...
is like, say something kinda dumb that you know is wrong and not murder.
You're free to think what you like. However, I know that Larry is not the killer. Agent Lang, please continue with your argument. I'll expose the flaw in it soon enough.
Hold it!
Just because he is the owner of the weapon, therefore he must be the killer, is it?
No, climbing all the way up to the chimney is plenty sus. In my book as well.
Objection! Regarding that, I have already drawn the truth out, and the truth is one thing I don't bend, but I would like to bend many other things.
Not so fast! It doesn't matter if it's you or whoever. I'll bend over for anyone. You prosecutors are all the same. And as for me, prosecutors are the one thing I don't trust in.
Objection!
Objection! An agent who doesn't trust prosecutors? What are you playing at? Sorry, sis. Oh wait, here's a fun fact. Here's a fun fact about Franziska. So her objection line? So a lot of the older voice lines from the original games are just kind of done by people around the Capcom office. They're not like done by professional voice actors until the 5th and 6th games in the series. And I believe Franziska's voice actress is a person named, what was it? Janet something? Janet Sue. HSU. Janet Sue. And she's one of the she's still one of the localizers. Like, she's one of the localizers for the game that still does localization on, even including this game, or not this game because this game was already released, but the second game in this collection, which we will get to eventually. But she's like still doing localization at Capcom, and also she's the voice actress for Franziska. So there's a fun fact.
Agent Lang hates prosecutors, but as long as he trusts evidence that has been left at a crime scene, then there is something I can show him that he can believe in. It's simply not possible that the samurai sword is the real murder weapon. I shall focus on proving that point.
Is it this line because he says it's the murder weapon, and I present this because the weapons are fake?
Objection? Nope. It turns out I'm wrong. Well, well, well. Too bad. That sucks. Goodbye. I guess it's time for me. It's a good thing I just gained back a whole bunch of health because now I can present random things. Hold it. Excuse me, but glittering red and offering up the scent of blood.
Also, like, I just want to check this one more time. That do be red. Do I have to spell it out for you? R-E-D. I just learned that word last week. I mean the sight and smell of blood, of course. According to the tests, the blood on the sword belongs to the victim. The sword was made to only be used on stage, so it's not sharp. But it is pretty weighty. It's certainly heavy enough to beat someone to death with. Which leads me to suspect that the victim was beaten to death with the sword.
Beaten to death, huh? This last statement is too important to just let it slip by.
He beat the victim to death. Now, is it this?
Objection? I did it!
I feel like this argument should have worked on the other statement, but that's okay.
Do you know what this is, Agent Lang?
Ha! It's a long spear, right? Are you gonna try to stab me with it? Because I can counter that attack. I'm used to fighting polearms. We used to use those a lot in my country a long time ago. Are you gonna stab me with it? Piercing, mowing people down. Spears are the weapon of heroes throughout history. It's the next most effective weapon after the whip. I think spears are very cool, but they're not as good as whips. Whips are like the #1 weapon. That makes me the coolest, right?
I think the whip is in a slightly different category.
So, what's your point? Are you going to tell me that the spear is the real weapon?
No. I simply want you to take a look at this section here.
The way it's bent.
Precisely. Apparently, a certain troublemaker hit it against the wall in this embassy earlier. And as you can clearly see, the insides of the Steel Samurai's weapons are hollow. In other words, they're replicas that aren't strong enough to deliver a damaging blow, let alone the multiple strikes necessary to bludgeon someone to death. And yet, there is not even a dent in the samurai sword. How do you explain that?
Oh yeah, the sword and the spear are made of the same stuff, so they bend easily. But I'd wish they make them out of better stuff, because the spear got bent. I wasn't able to do my special early summer rain jam move. Man, I got such an earful from the director of the play for not doing it in the show.
The Steel Samurai special move was changed tonight because of him? He ruined my story! I must write a fan fiction to rectify this situation.
Ouch!
That's more than enough of your whiny whimpering. Now, back on the topic of the spear.
Yes, let's return to the real topic of discussion. This is where the real gamble begins. I don't have a real strategy per se, so all I can do for now is let the chips fall where they may. That rhymed, but I ain't a rapper.
Using guesswork and taking risks in place of real logic is hardly the uncommon way.
How did you read my mind? I was thinking that. That was in blue text.
It's neither smart nor very clever.
Ms. Von Karma, as you know, unlike your father, I am not a genius prosecutor. But I learned from my boyfriend to just say random things. Plus, I doubt his record of a 40-year win streak will ever be broken. But perhaps it is for the best if it remains unbroken. For no one should have conceived the notion of convict all defendants in the first place.
Objection! What a foolishly foolish statement from a foolishly fool who hates to foolish fool who hates to lose. What is this foolish character development? I don't want to have character development yet. You keep it to yourself. It's the job of the prosecutor to make sure that all defendants are found guilty in court. There is nothing more important in this world than a perfect victory.
Hold it! I don't know why I am arguing with you about this. I'm in the middle of arguing with Lang. That may be your opinion, however, I don't believe that's all we are.
What are you guys talking about? We were just having a conversation. Stop talking to each other. Pay attention to me.
As a prosecutor, what I pursue is not the perfect victory, but the perfect truth. And if that means that the bridge I must cross will crumble beneath my feet, then let it crumble as I walk on toward the truth.
Not so fast! You're good at keeping me entertained, Mr. Prosecutor. But you know, humans are delicate creatures. The slightest bump and we expire. I'd like you to consider, if you will, the possibility that the sword was used in such a way that the attack killed Damask II without bending it.
What?
So, what do you think of my hypothetical scenario?
What are you talking about?
I think you know what to do here, right? And what you need.
Of course. What I need is evidence he can't refute. This is it. It's time to bring this to a close.
It's possible to use the samurai sword to kill someone. And under these circumstances, it's the only logical conclusion. We searched the embassy top to bottom, but the victim's blood is only on that weapon. So isn't it only natural that suspicion would fall onto the owner of said weapon?
How long do you intend to cling on to that preposterous theory?
As long as I want, because we examined every corner within the walls of this embassy. There's no stone we left unturned. And we've managed to come up with only one logical conclusion. That the only place inside this embassy with the victim's blood on it is this sword. I guess. Oh, unless there was something here. Did they take like a metal stake from this? Is that it?
Hold it! You left no stone unturned. Is that a fact?
Not so fast! If you've got something to say, then say it in the only way I respect, Mr. Prosecutor.
Yes, of course. In that case, allow me to make it all crystal clear for you. Why, Larry? Why?
It's possible. Under these circumstances, the only logical conclusion. We searched the embassy top to bottom, but the victim's blood is only on that weapon. Is it?
Hold it!
I couldn't find anything.
The only place where you could find blood was on the samurai sword?
That's right. Even with luminol. Which means that there are no other possibilities outside of what I've already outlined.
Do I have a problem with Agent Lang's assertion that the samurai sword is the weapon?
I guess. I don't know where we're going with this.
If you believe that there is no other door of possibility left to open, then allow me to force one open for you.
Not so fast! Huh. And how do you plan to do that?
By showing you what may possibly be the real murder weapon.
Not so fast! The real murder weapon? I hate to repeat myself, but my men have already searched every last inch of this embassy, and they've concluded that nothing else could have been used as the weapon. Knowing these facts, do you still want to press forward with your little hypothesis?
Of course, because it's not possible that your men inspected everything in their investigation.
Not so fast! What are you talking about? I don't appreciate mind games, and I don't appreciate it when people like you slander my men. I love men!
Hold it! I love men too, so I'm not slandering them, I assure you. I'm merely pointing out that their investigative dragnet has a few holes in it. Namely, that there is something your men couldn't even lay a finger on.
Is that what it is? I think I am on this. I was thinking that maybe there's blood on the sword, but these pictures don't have anything on them. However, I'm wondering if it's possible that the reason we don't see blood on the sword is because the statue was intentionally rotated in a way so that when you're looking at it from the perspective of the fourth wall, which is really dumb and convoluted, you don't see the blood on the back end of the sword versus if it was sideways, you might be able to see it. That's what I'm thinking. Because this is my only other option is like, I was thinking, I don't know, maybe they took one of the stakes and used it as a murder weapon.
And that item is the real murder weapon.
All right then, I'll play along for now. This real weapon that killed Damask II, what exactly is it?
The real murder weapon, which not a single person has yet to touch.
I think this might be it then. This is Babal statue. How do we have both Babal? I guess there's gonna be something annoying with this later. We have both Babal statue and the other statue.
Take that! The national treasure of Alabast.
Hold it! You mean the Primid Ducks statue?
No, it's Primidu. Yes, and as you know, only the ambassador and his secretariat may touch it. Which I believe means that neither you nor your men were able to examine it, correct?
Not so fast! You know very well that if we did that, there'd be an international incident between the Kingdom of Alabast and the Republic of Babal. The two countries' precarious relationship teeters in the balance. over a stupid fight related to the sovereignty statue. But I'll be damned if I let something go unexamined.
Hold it! Agent Lang, if you could take a look at this. The direction the statue is facing just before and after the crime are different. And there is only one conclusion I can draw from that. Go look for Ambassador Alba and get him to give us the okay to examine the statue.
Shifu, you can't listen to this infidel's words. He's most definitely trying to trick you. Shifu, please, let's be rich. Please don't rotate the statue, Shifu.
Longji says, just go already.
Yes, sir.
Longji says, do it before I hit you.
Oh, that's a really mean saying. I don't know why they would come up with that. Shifu,
Yeah?
I'm really sorry, sir, but I was unable to convince the ambassador. I was unable to obtain permission for us to examine the Primadu statue.
I see.
Wait, but then the investigation is at a standstill.
But what if we just looked at it from the side? Just move your body. You don't have to move the camera.
Agent Lang, I will go and speak with the ambassador personally.
Save your breath. He may act all weak and frail, but that old man's one tough cookie. But I guess you gotta be tough when you're representing a whole country, you know?
Agent Lang?
What do you want? Let's just hurry up and examine the statue already.
Oh, but Shifu, what about causing an international incident?
Quiet! I'll take the fall if I have to later.
Hold it! Agent Lang, the hypothesis is mine. So if someone is to take the responsibility, let it be me.
Responsibility? If we're gonna talk in such heavy terms, maybe I should let you. It'd be a real problem for my men if something were to happen to me. All right then, less talk and more investigating.
We want to know the truth. We can't stop here. Action must be taken. Agent Lang, I'd like to run a luminol.
Chemiluminescence! What a word! Oh my god, now that's a compound word.
Chemiluminescence test on the statue.
Luminol test. Good thinking. If the statue is the murder weapon, then some of the victim's blood should be on it. Okay, let's get the forensics team in here. Oh, what? The whole statue? I thought that was the reason they rotated it. I thought they rotated it was because they took the sword off and then they put it back and the blood's on the back of the sword. But I guess they just wiped it off and there's blood on the head. I guess this means that this is the real murder weapon that killed Damask II.
Indeed.
But I wouldn't celebrate yet if I were you. This doesn't let your friend off the hook. It doesn't prove that he didn't kill Damask II, so the charge remains.
We are hardly done examining this statue, Agent Lang. Knowing that it is the real weapon, I believe further examination is required.
Ha, you think so? Okay, then knock yourself out. I think that's it. I imagine all this is just funny dialogue. What do we have here? This dirty smudge. It looks like a handprint. What's a definitive bit of evidence like you doing under here? Looks like we've got some fingerprints. Looks like we've got some more game mechanics to introduce.
Gnurk! Worst case scenario, these prints belong to Larry. But it looks like it's too late for me to do anything about that now.
Hey, forensics guy, I want the results on these fingerprints ASAP. You hear me? You know what's funny? The fact that Detective Bad has just been standing here this whole time. Like, he's just been standing here this whole time and he's had 0 lines of dialogue. He's just been there. Like, he gave us some information at the beginning of this section and then he's just been standing here this whole time.
Agent Lang, I have the analysis results, sir.
Good. And?
Sir, about the prints we lifted from the bottom of the statue, they belong to you.
What?
Well, you know the victim of the murder in the Babalese embassy? The prints belong to him, Mr. Manny Cochin.
But that's... What's going on around here?
No, that's impossible! Each Primidu statue can only be handled by someone of that country. But by the very fact that Mr. Cochin's fingerprints are on this one, it leads me to only one conclusion. This statue is actually Babal's Primidu statue.
Is there a difference between these statues? So here's... I didn't notice this before. Also, it's funny that they made them in the same spot one screen away. So if you scroll by screen, you only have to move the stick once to get to the other one. I'm trying to see if there's any other difference. I guess there are technically a couple other differences, but they're asymmetrical and they're flipped versions of each other is what it is. Hello? So you see this loop that's on his left hip, the right side of the screen, but his left hip, this loop. If we go to the other statue, it's on his right hip, left side of the screen. And also there are like purple marks that are also flipped. So they're the exact same, but they're flipped. Oh wait, are the hands different too? So it's his left hand on top of his right hand, and his right hand on top of his left hand. Wait, which one had the right hand? Oh yeah, okay, look at this. Okay, so in this photo he has, I can't tell if this loop is the same as the loop on like the statue. Cause he has like a little bit of a thing on his other side. It's just not a loop like this. But it has the right hand on top of the left hand in this photo, which means this statue in this photo that happened before the murders is this statue that is in the other side of the embassy after the murders, which means they were switched in between the fire or before the fire happened. So this tracks.
Impossible! It can't be!
Larry never once set foot on the Babalese soil, so he was free to go. However, this new piece of information only served to confuse us even further.
So that's interesting. So he like had to have gone to the other side to steal or swap the statues, and then got murdered, and then he got put on the other side of the embassy. And then the room was set on fire. Because the fire had to happen after the statues were switched. Oh, nice. I looked at the photo and he's like, let's switch to the photo. The ringleader of a smuggling op. So wait. Or maybe... Do you think so Mask to Mask, just completely incidentally, came here to steal the statue, and also, I think he also went there to steal the statue, and he had to murder Mask to Mask the second. And then during that time, the real murderer came and killed him on the Alabastian side, and then switched the statues. Why do they switch the statue? Do they like know which one's real? There must be like some way. I don't know. But they switched the statues and brought his body over back to the Babalese side and then set the place on fire.
And Mask to Mask II was killed on Alabastian soil with Babal's national treasure. and the mystery of the great thief Yatagarasu, who visited both countries. The pieces were there, but I had yet to see the big picture they were to form.
There we go. Oh, now it's getting real. Okay, we finally hit like the point in the case. So we're done with our dumb tangent. We're done with our really dumb side mission where we talk to Larry. We're done with that. And now we're finally on to the real case. Now the real case begins. Now we get to like the really exciting parts. So I'm really excited for next time. But yeah, that is going to be everything for today. Oh my god, we got to the to be continued just a little bit late, but perfectly on time. Oh, this case is so good. I'm really excited. Except for the entire part with Larry and Old Bag, which are the two worst characters ever. This case has been really good so far. This game in general has been really good. There haven't been that many lagging parts that are as bad as Larry and Old Bag. But yeah, thank you so much for coming. Next stream is going to be on Thursday, and then Saturday. I think maybe it might be possible that we actually finish the game on Saturday. Like, I think it's actually feasible that the game ends on Saturday because we can do like a little bit of a longer stream. And I think we're maybe a little bit more than halfway through the case. I don't know. It depends on how long the last argument goes, because those usually go for a really long time when you get to the last case of the game. Yeah. Thank you so much for coming. That's going to be everything for today. I will see you all next time. And as always, Oyasu Moriarty. Good night. Bam, 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 bam. Boom, bam, bam.